Have you ever noticed your bulldog acting grumpy for no clear reason? Same house, same routine, same food, but something feels off. What most people call bulldog personality is often misunderstood. Psychology and canine behavior science calls this environmental emotional response. And what this really means is, your dog's mood is not random. It's reactive. The message underneath is, I'm responding to something you're not seeing. Bulldogs are especially sensitive to subtle changes. Tone, energy, routine shifts. They don't process logic, they process signals. And here's the deeper layer. Because they can't verbalize discomfort, they express it through behavior, withdrawal, irritation, lack of engagement. So it's not that your bulldog woke up in a bad mood, it's that something in their environment changed the way they feel. And once you understand this, you stop labeling behavior and start decoding it. Have you ever walked into the room stressed and your bulldog instantly became different? Less playful, more alert, sometimes even distant. This isn't coincidence. Dogs are experts in emotional mirroring. Psychology calls this affective attunement, the ability to absorb and reflect the emotional state of another being. And what this really means is, your bulldog doesn't just live with you, they feel you. The message underneath is, your emotional state becomes my environment. Bulldogs, in particular, are deeply bonded. They read your breathing, your posture, your tone, not consciously, but instinctively. And here's the deeper layer. You don't need to say anything. Your body communicates everything. So when you're tense, they become tense. When you're calm, they relax. This is not obedience. It's connection. And once you understand this, you realize something powerful. You are not just raising a dog, you are shaping their emotional world. Have you ever changed your bulldog's routine, thinking it doesn't matter? Different walk time, delayed feeding, skipped moments, and suddenly, they seem restless, more reactive, less settled. Psychology refers to this as predictive instability, when the brain cannot anticipate what comes next. And what this really means is, your bulldog relies on patterns to feel safe. The message underneath is, I relax when I know what to expect. Bulldogs are not highly adaptable to chaos. They thrive in predictability, because routine tells them everything is under control. And here's the deeper layer. When routine breaks, uncertainty rises. And uncertainty creates anxiety, even if it looks subtle. So your bulldog may not show panic, but they show discomfort through behavior shifts. And once you understand this, you stop seeing routine as structure and start seeing it as emotional stability. Have you ever noticed your bulldog getting lazy, but also irritated? Sleeping more, moving less, but reacting faster. This isn't just low energy, it's understimulation. Psychology calls this behavioral deprivation, when a being lacks enough engagement to regulate its mood. And what this really means is, your bulldog doesn't just need rest, they need purpose. The message underneath is, I need something to engage with, or I feel off. Bulldogs may not be hyperactive, but they still require mental and physical input, play, exploration, interaction. And here's the deeper layer. Without stimulation, energy doesn't disappear. It gets trapped. And trapped energy becomes irritation, impatience, mood swings. So your bulldog isn't lazy. They're unbalanced. And once you understand this, you stop reducing activity and start regulating their internal state. Have you ever spoken to your bulldog in a sharp tone, even without yelling, and noticed how they instantly changed? Lowered posture, avoidance, silence? This isn't about words, it's about tone perception. Psychology calls this paralinguistic sensitivity, the ability to interpret emotion through sound, not language. And what this really means is, your bulldog doesn't understand what you say. They understand how you say it. The message underneath is, I react to your emotion, not your intention. Even subtle irritation in your voice can feel like rejection to them. And here's the deeper layer. Dogs don't separate tone from relationship. To them, your voice defines safety. So when your tone shifts negatively, their sense of security shifts with it. And once you understand this, you become more aware of something simple, but powerful. Your voice is not just communication, it's emotional direction. Have you ever thought your bulldog was being difficult when they were actually uncomfortable? Bulldogs are known for breathing issues, joint pressure, skin sensitivity. They don't complain, they adapt. Psychology and animal behavior call this silent distress adaptation. And what this really means is your bulldog may feel bad without showing it clearly. The message underneath is, I don't say it, I show it. Less patience, less movement, more irritability. These are not personality traits, they're signals. And here's the deeper layer. When discomfort becomes constant, mood changes become normal, so you stop noticing them. But your dog doesn't stop feeling them. And once you understand this, you start observing behavior differently, not as attitude, but as possible discomfort. Have you ever been physically present, but mentally absent? Scrolling, busy, distracted, and your bulldog just watches you, quietly. This isn't indifference, it's disconnection. Psychology calls this social bonding dependency, the need for interaction to maintain emotional balance. And what this really means is, your bulldog doesn't just need to be near you, they need to connect with you. The message underneath is, I need to feel included in your world. Bulldogs are companion-driven. They don't thrive in emotional isolation, even if you're in the same room. And here's the deeper layer. Attention is their form of love. So when it's missing, they don't just feel bored, they feel distant. And once you understand this, you stop measuring presence by proximity and start measuring it by connection. Have you ever corrected your bulldog multiple times and noticed they became more anxious instead of obedient? This isn't stubbornness, it's confusion. Psychology calls this inconsistent reinforcement, when signals are unclear, creating stress instead of learning. And what this really means is, your bulldog isn't resisting you. They don't understand you. The message underneath is, I don't know what you want from me. Too many corrections, different tones, changing rules. This creates instability. And here's the deeper layer. Dogs learn through clarity, not intensity. So when correction becomes emotional, instead of consistent, they lose confidence. And confidence directly affects mood. And once you understand this, you stop correcting more and start communicating better. Have you ever noticed how your bulldog behaves differently around different people? More relaxed with some, more tense with others. This isn't preference, it's energy interpretation. Psychology refers to this as state-dependent response, reacting based on the emotional environment. And what this really means is, your presence regulates their state. The message underneath is, you define how safe this moment feels. Your calm slows them down. Your tension activates them. And here's the deeper layer. Dogs don't just exist in environments. They respond to emotional climates. And you are the main source of that climate. And once you understand this, you realize something powerful. You don't just influence behavior. You regulate emotion. Have you ever wondered what all of this connects to? The mood changes, the reactions, the subtle signals. It's not random. It's a system. Psychology and animal behavior shows us one core truth. Your bulldog's mood is a reflection of what they experience daily, not just physically, but emotionally. The message underneath is, I am shaped by what surrounds me, especially you. And here's the deeper layer. You are not just their owner. You are their reference point, their routine, their safety, their emotional anchor. So their mood is not just theirs. It's shared. And once you understand this, everything changes. You stop correcting behavior and start shaping environments. The deeper truth is this. Your bulldog is constantly responding to things you barely notice. Your tone, your energy, your consistency, your presence. And when you become aware of that, you stop seeing them as moody and start seeing them as responsive, because they are not complicated. They are honest. They show you what they feel without filters. And once you learn to read that, you don't just care for your dog better. You connect deeper. And that's where everything changes, not in training, but in understanding. Now I want to ask you something. Have you ever noticed your bulldog's mood change and didn't know why? What do you think caused it? Comment below. I read every single one. And if this made you understand your dog on a deeper level, subscribe to the channel, because once you start seeing these patterns, you'll never look at your bulldog the same way again.